Our top story, another surgical strike along the Indo-Myanmar border. The Indian armed forces have killed 3 People's Liberation Army militants, according to the sources. In a combined operation, Army and Assam Rifles unit ambushed and killed 3 militants on Saturday night in a daring cross-border action. The operation was carried out by troops of 11th Battalion of the Assam Rifles and the 6th Dogra Regiment. This second surgical strike comes 3 months after 18 Indian soldiers were ambushed by the northeast militant in Chandel district. In the retaliatory strike on the 8th of June, Indian Army Special Forces had targeted militant camps in Myanmar. And even as the army spokesperson has claimed that soldiers did not cross the border, sources are saying that strike was carried on Myanmar's soil. Across to Shiv Arur for more. Shiv, morning. Can you tell us what exactly happened? How was this particular raid carried out?
Well, this particular operation took place on Saturday. There were 2 units. It was a combined unit of the Assam Rifles and a unit of the Indian Army of the Dogra Regiment, as a matter of fact, which was patrolling along that particular area, the Manipur-Myanmar border area, when they actually, happened to run into, a PLA unit. 5 militants of the PLA apparently, which engaged in a firefight that apparently lasted over an hour, in which the Indian unit was able to gun down 5 of those people. 3 of those people whose bodies they found, 2 of them they actually brought back onto the Indian side. Now, the important thing to mention here is the Indian Army's official information says that this particular operation took place, this engagement took place on the Indian side of the border. But India Today's Sandeep Punithan, deputy editor, speaking to his local sources in the Assam Rifles and the Indian Army on the ground in Manipur, they say that this operation took place 2.8 kilometers inside Myanmar territory. So there may be some sensitivities, of course, at play here, but the fact remains that this is the second strike by the Indian Army in Myanmar territory against militants. The last time it was the NSC&K on the 8th of June in that particular retaliatory strike. This time it's the PLA, the underground PLA, which is a group that has been fighting for the independence of Manipur.
Right. Right, Shiv, now, this was a second surgical strike by the Indian Army on Myanmar's soil. Do you see any diplomatic message or even a fallout?
Well, major implications, obviously, considering the cloud of sort of speculation and, sensitivity surrounding the June 8th retaliatory strike mounted by the Indian Army inside Myanmar, and the political sensitivities as well as the diplomatic sensitivities surrounding this particular action. It's quite likely that the Indian Army will not come out with an official statement in this regard and continue to maintain its official stance. But the fact is, this also demonstrates and establishes a much more aggressive, a much more relentless, policy stance by the Indian Army. The manner in which it's going after militants, even across the international border in Myanmar, also, suggests cooperation and a tacit understanding between India and Myanmar as far as anti-India groups are concerned, especially when they're on Myanmar territory. So it definitely bodes well as, for security, in terms of the fact that this is perhaps for the first time we're seeing a spate of such attacks by the Indian Army across the border.
Okay, Shiv Arur, many thanks for joining us early this morning for all the latest.